right out in front of Solaris, which last night, or I guess around 4 o'clock yesterday, was an absolute madhouse. So we're going to show you a few highlights from the Mikaela Schifrin um, welcome ceremony. We have Mikaela Schifrin's biggest fan in with us as well. Trisha is going to be leading the show today. But yeah, we're just joining you today here in Vail Village and walking around, showing you what's going on this week and what's on this weekend with a couple cool concerts as well as another Yeti hockey game. So Vail Valley Live starts right now.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Vail Valley Live. Yes, I've got my Mickey hat. 87 wins is what Mikaela Schifrin did to break the record that stood for 34 years, set by Ingemar Stenmark out of Sweden. So we had a big celebration that Dom was talking about, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But hey, happy Monday, everybody. Thank you for joining us this morning. It is a little cloudy out there compared to our last several days that we enjoyed that sunshine. I got out there and enjoyed some of the new snow from last week, and then just enjoyed the weather and the blue skies. It was a great quintessential spring skiing type of weekend. But we're going to be with you for about the next hour. It's when we do our Vail Valley Live show, and you can watch us on YouTube or Facebook. And we always ask that you will like our Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube page, and set the alerts so you know when we're going live, so you can keep track of everything that's going on. We've got a busy week and a busy weekend coming up. Pay attention to the crawl at the bottom of the screen. That's going to let you know what's been groomed in the last 24 hours. And we're going to let you know if there's any new snow in the forecast. And you can also watch us on Outside Television. That's Channel 17 on Comcast Xfinity. But this weather mountain report brought to you by the outlets at Silverthorne. A rather balmy morning already, 28 degrees. And we are going to see some blue sky, kind of patchy blue sky coming in and out before we see the clouds build later on today. We have a slight chance of snow showers before 1 p.m. Then even a chance of a little rain, especially down valley or on the valley floor. Mountain snow, valley rain, very typical for this time of year where temperatures reach well above freezing. Our high today will be in the mid to upper 40s. And then a winter weather advisory comes in later this afternoon, goes all the way through tonight and into tomorrow. So for tonight, we could see patchy blowing snow after 4 a.m. and a low in the teens, around 17, and then windy, a west-southwest wind, 25 to 35 miles per hour, with gusts as high as 45 miles per hour. We're going to see those gusty winds right around that same speed for today as well. And then snow accumulation, maybe 1 to 3 inches possible, and then maybe another 1 to 3 tomorrow. And for your Tuesday, we've got a 90% chance of snow, and it's going to be kind of that patchy blowing snow, not a consistent dump, kind of in and out throughout the valley. So, and the temperatures won't be nearly as warm tomorrow. We'll be just below the freezing mark, 30 degrees for your high, and then 12 overnight. And then Wednesday, we'll see some more precipitation come through. And then by Thursday, we could have another sunny day with highs in the upper 30s, 40s. And by Friday, we could be in the 50s. It's great news for the Taste of Vail that we've got going on. A lot of outdoor foodie events with that. We also have the concerts over at the Ford Amphitheater. So that'll be good weather for once we get into the outdoor events. For the middle part of the week, we could see maybe up to 5 inches once things start to add up for your Tuesday, and maybe a few lingering inches on Wednesday and Thursday. So no new snow to report in the last 24 hours at Beaver Creek. We do have a 214 inch season to date total. 58 inches is the mid-mountain base over at Beaver Creek. 329 inches at Vail, and 74 inches as the mid-mountain base over there. And in March, Beaver Creek received 63 inches. That was the most of kind of all the resorts that are around. So Congrats, Beeve. You got the most. But let's bring in Dom because I'm choking right now. So, Dom, what's it feel like out there?
Yeah, so I actually was out here the last 2 days. One day for skiing, and then yesterday I was on the show. It's a lot chillier today without that sun, coming down on you. That I feel like that warms you up about 20 degrees,
Yeah.
even though it says 30 or 40. It usually feels like 50 or 60.
I know.
Today, none of that. And even if there was, I'd be standing in the shade right now, so it wouldn't matter. But yeah, it's not, but it's not terrible. So let me say that much too.
Yeah.
It's not, it's not like you couldn't do it. So get out here, get your skiing in. You got no excuses today. Tomorrow you have a better excuse. It's going to be in the single digits. So
Yeah.
get out here today.
And I think I get out a little bit early today. We're getting into that freeze thaw cycle, and yesterday, so Saturday I was at Vail, and I'm telling you, a Saturday in Vail, there was no lift lines. I couldn't believe it. But you know what? I think it's because everybody was partying at the Hawks Nest deck between Tier 5 and 11 for
Yeah.
Gaper Day. So April Fools, it fell on a Saturday. A wonderful day. It was like the trifecta of like making
Yeah.
a perfect day. So I'm like, that's where
Yep.
everybody is. They're not in line.
Yep.
They're over at that deck. I saw a
Yeah.
lot of great costumes. I didn't dress up.
Yes.
I don't have many costumes to wear, like skiing. I've got costumes for other things, but not really skiing.
Yeah.
But then on Sunday, I went over to the Beeve and got over there about 10:30, and Rose Bowl, Larkspur Bowl, even Strawberry Park, all those east-facing slopes were just amazing. Like I had a permagrin because it was so great. But then after about 1:30, it started getting a little slushy, especially at the bottom of the hill. What did you find when
Yes.
you were out there?
Yeah, so Saturday, the day that we got out there for Gaper Day, like you said, we came to Vail. And my girlfriend was even like, yeah, I think I just want to ski today. Like, I don't really want to party or have any drinks or anything like that. And I go, whoa, 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 hold on, hold on. So you're telling me, I don't have any Yeti game today. It's a Saturday. It's Bluebird Day and it's Gaper Day. And you don't want to do any party on the mountain. So I was able to convince her. I think we got up there and she saw and understood it was her first Gaper Day. So she
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, okay, I get it.
Oh,
Like
okay.
now I understand." So we'll be ready for closing day
Yeah.
because it's pretty similar. Everybody's dressed in costumes, drinking on the mountain, having a good time. So
But Don,
we'll be ready for
not
that day.
not drinking too much. Not drinking. We can't condone
Right,
it.
right, right,
So
right.
we
Exactly.
didn't tell you to do that. Because you know what, you still
No.
have to get yourself. You have to get yourself down the mountain. So
Yes. Yes.
that's. I'm not saying.
We
I'm just
don't
saying.
have any we don't have any emergency rescue cats to get you down the mountain like
No.
Aspen does. So yeah, make sure you're able to use those legs. Make sure they're not too noodly to go down the mountain with. So
Yeah.
yeah, like
Yeah.
Trish said, be safe out there too.
Be safe out there too. Hey, you know what? It was so funny because so we would be riding the chairlift and we'd be with people that didn't really know what was going on. And we're like, oh, okay, it's called Gaper Day. It's April 1, and since it's on a Saturday, it's kind of even bigger than better. And it took a while to warm up on Saturday, but I saw like the guys in like the bibs with no shirt. This one guy with cut off jean shorts and a cowboy hat and a no shirt. Like there was a lot of no shirts and bikini tops, and I'm like, it's not that warm,
No, it wasn't.
you know?
It wasn't that warm. I saw the. Did you see the construction guy? He had the wife beater and then the overalls with just no sleeves and a construction hat, and I was just like, man, like he was really jacked. But I was like, man, that's got to be pretty cold. Hopefully, you're not doing much skiing and you're just sitting and baking in the sun
Yeah.
because if you take a couple of runs without your shirt off, the
Yeah.
wind alone is gonna
Oh, yeah.
make you freeze.
Yeah, you're gonna, and you might get like sunburned. Like, yeah, it's yeah,
I
you're
got
gonna,
sunburnt.
yeah, yeah, and that's the thing now. You got to really start putting on sunscreen because you know what? We're not covered with the balaclava And
Hmm.
and a lot of people are wearing sunglasses. I still always say wear goggles, but get the tip of the
Yep.
nose. And then a lot of people are taking the ear flaps out of the helmet because that's kind of warm. So then your
Yep.
ears and your neck, like a lot more areas are exposed to the sun. So put on the sunscreen. But hey, we got to talk about the 87 here. All right. So where you're standing, man, that was packed with people all the way down International Bridge. And I'm gonna show some footage, Anthony. So let's bring up the B-roll because we got some great footage of what was happening yesterday. So Mikaela Shiffrin is now known as the winningest alpine ski athlete, male or female. She beat Ingemar Stenmark's record of 86 World Cup wins, which was a record that was holding for 34 years. So she went from the international edge towards Solaris, and all those stars, Dom, they have the date of the win, the location, the discipline, and there was 88 of those. And Mikaela, she's decked out in a gorilla hat, and then she had this really cool faux fur Adidas baby blue jacket. But look at that crowd. That is amazing. And I think a lot of it was locals and then
Yeah.
maybe some visitors. We had Terry and Joe Bianchi singing an awesome version of the national anthem. That's how we kicked it off. And then it was emceed by Doug Lewis, and he is a fellow Olympian, and he was a downhill racer. So he was asking Mikaela, what's it like to go through the gates? And Mikaela actually said, going through the slalom gates when you're doing it and the rhythm, she said it's almost feeling like you stop time. And she said she doesn't feel that in the other disciplines, like when she does Super G or giant slalom, but during slalom she feels that. And then there's our Lieutenant Governor Primavera. She read a proclamation from Governor Jared Polis declaring March 11th, the day that Mikaela broke that record over in RA Sweden. They declared that Mikaela Shiffrin Day. So she got this proclamation. And then Dom, like everyone came out of the woodwork. So that's our county commissioner, Matt Scher. He gave her a belt buckle. She got a lifetime membership to Minturn Fitness Club from Minturn, and that's a little skier that's made out of railroad ties. So Minturn showing their colors. Eagle gave her a little goat and like some rodeo tickets and different things like that. Eagle Vale, they gave her a sign. Well, I mean, they're gonna put the sign up. That'll be in Mikaela used to live in Eagle Vale before she moved to Edwards. And then the Ski and Snowboard Club Vale, they're starting a Mikaela Shiffrin scholarship. And then she got a manhole cover from Vail. So she'll probably get the big one, but I think they just gave her the little one right now.
Yeah.
People, and then Rini Gorsuch, she's a fellow Olympian. All of these Olympians had these skis that listed her different accomplishments. Dom, her many accomplishments. So they've stacked that whole little black ski holder. There's Cindy Nelson, Brenda Buglione Kerwood, and it was just really cool. So each of those skis has a different accomplishment, record breaking accomplishment, or a record that she holds. There's Mike Brown. He was on the U.S. ski team. Karen Lancaster Gent there. So she was Sarah Will, Paralympian. So it was a really star-studded afternoon. They made them go through pretty quick. Alice McInnes, fellow ski team member, Thomas Walsh, who's really good friends with Mikaela. They were kindergartners together. They went to prom together. They're good friends. And then Johnny Mosley was still in town. So he was here for the Can Do Ski for MS, the vertical challenge. And then Oksana Masters, she's another Paralympian that's so decorated. She's amazing. So it was a really, really cool event. We've got Mikaela on a stick. We got the flags. We had cowbells there. And if you're lucky enough to get one of these hats, you're waving those hats as well. So, and then look at this, Dom. They came out with a goat, an actual goat. That's what they're calling Mikaela. A lot of times the acronym GOAT, greatest of all time, will be used. And so they had her family members, her mother, her brother Taylor, and his wife Christy came out and gave her a goat. I don't know what she's going to do with it. She has like 6 reindeer over in Finland because they win reindeer. But Mikaela is so kind and humble throughout all of this. It was really a cool event. So yeah, thanks for everyone coming out there, and we had a great, wonderful weather for it. And so, Dom, did you go, or do you feel like you just went because you got to see everything?
I, yeah. No. I that was perfect. That was awesome to see. I never like grew up watching like snowboarding or skiing on TV or anything like that. So for me, this is all really new. But it's so cool to see like local celebrity go out there and crush it and bring back like her hometown. All these medals and all this pride. So very cool and awesome that everybody got to give her something on
Yeah,
stage like that and show her love and all the dedication she's put into her craft. That's it's impressive, and especially to keep it going for so long. So
yeah.
it's
And
it's really cool to see. It almost seemed like, I mean, again, I'm not super like knowledgeable with skiing and all the races and stuff, but it almost looked like it was a ski race, right? Like all those people would typically be at the bottom of the slope
yeah,
cheering her on, right? Or
yeah,
so
exactly.
it was just like having a ski race with no run.
Yeah. It really was kind of the pomp and circumstance of everything coming out. So, and Mikaela actually has 88 wins, because when she was in RA Sweden, she got the 87 and then got the 88 in that same weekend that they were doing it. So people might be like, well, she has 88 wins. Well, we got 87
Yeah,
because that was the record-breaking number.
yeah.
But we know she got 88.
But
And we'll be
it
talking about her
it'll be
more.
triple digits here soon.
I think so too. She's only 28 years old. She's still, very healthy. She's really, fended off quite a few injuries. So that's really something that helps a ski racer with their longevity. Is just, staying healthy enough to do this like brutally intensive training and everything for the sport. But Dom, it's already 7:50. We gotta get rolling. We're gonna come back with your newspaper report with the Vail Daily. We'll also give you your road report. So stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Peggy Ziegler, fashion guru and stylist for the outlets at Silverthorne. I'm here to share with you an amazing place called the Colorado Web Center. We've got fabulous brochures on all the nearby places and towns and things to do right here while you're in Summit County and visiting the outlets at Silverthorne. And of course, pick up your Elite Savings Card booklet, offering you fabulous discounts and a rewards program too. See you soon.
Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery is kind of a one-stop shop. We have everything in-house.
We have cast techs, MRI machines, x-ray of course right at the clinic, physical therapy right at our clinic.
I'm going to get to the bottom of what your diagnosis is with all the resources we have, and that's what we do.
At My Future Pathways, our mission is to be the helping hand that enriches and elevates the lives of youth and families of our valley so they can reach their full potential. Through our holistic approach, our tutoring service and programming strengthen our community, develop self-worth, create opportunities, and promote values. We are My Future Pathways.
We are back with Vail Valley Live, and I want to see, did you grab this yesterday in yesterday's paper? It's a full 28-page spread about Mikaela, and if you didn't, boy, you missed out because there was a lot of great information in here as well. But in today's Vail Daily, we got more about Mikaela. In fact, I think she's graced the cover of the Vail Daily more than any other person or subject in Eagle County. But welcome home, Mikaela. The Vail Valley celebrates Mikaela Shiffrin, the greatest World Cup skier ever, with a Heroes Homecoming at Solaris Plaza. You can see her on the cover with that goat. She was nicknamed the GOAT, greatest of all time. And on page A2, you can see more pictures kind of just recapping the event, everything from getting gifts from other fellow ski racers to the autograph signing, lots of kids out there. And then you can learn more about kind of the whole event on page A3. So grab the paper today, just in case you weren't able to go to the event yesterday, and you will be able to get caught up with all things Mikaela. And then on page A5, that 7.5 hour pass closure was not accident related. So this happened on, just over the last week. And so you can find out that sometimes it's not weather related. And it's always good to kind of know about some of these things and plan ahead for them. If you are going to the airport today or throughout this week, keep in mind that the weather doesn't even have to be bad for things to go awry. Now, also in sports news, we're talking more ski racing. In fact, we're peppering the podium with tales of progress. Ski and Snowboard Club Vail claimed 16 podiums and had 44 top 10 finishes at the Rocky Mountain Division YSL Championships last month. So those are the future of the sport, and I think a lot of those kids were in the crowd yesterday trying to get their autographs signed by Mikaela Schifrin. And then also in today's arts and entertainment news, meet your sommelier. So the sommelier is over at Swiss Chalet. His name is Zachary Lewison. And he's given us some advice kind of before we roll into this busy Taste of Vail week. Taste of Vail starts on Wednesday with the debut of Rosé, continues on Thursday with the Iberian Pork Challenge, and then we'll have Mountaintop Picnic on Friday and the Grand Tasting on Saturday. So get a little bit of the details before the event on page B1 of today's paper. So that's a look at what's going on in your today's Vail Daily. So grab a copy, or you can always go online. VailDaily.com will have today's stories and so much more, as well as archive stories. You can sign up for newsletters, whether you want the entertainment newsletter or the sports newsletter, and you'll be able to keep up with what's happening in the Vail Valley. Vail Daily, bringing communities together. Now, as far as the roads are concerned, we're looking pretty good right now. As you can see, we've got really no trouble out there, no trouble on the commute in. But now today, things are going to change quite a bit. So what we want you to know is that the winds are going to pick up. We're in a winter weather advisory coming up later on today, this afternoon, into this evening, and tomorrow. And when those winds start to pick up, that's when we really start to kind of see some blowing, drifting snow up on the higher elevations. So just be aware of that. Maybe if you've got an early flight tomorrow, plan accordingly. Maybe even go down tonight or later this afternoon. Or just go early, because the earlier you go, the less traffic is out there. So that's what we want to let you know about. The roads are looking good right now, but not quite looking good later on. So and let's bring in Dom and talk a little bit about the conditions that are out there right now, because we are starting to see some of that freeze thaw cycle going on. The snow gets a little mashed potato-y in the afternoon, gets a little sticky along those catwalks. So wax is your best friend right now for your skis and snowboard. If you can't remember the last time your equipment was waxed, it's time to bring it in. And you can easily do so. When you get done at the end of the day, just drop them off at any of the ski or snowboard shops. They'll put the wax on there. They'll even do a tune if your edges just aren't as sharp anymore. And equipment maintenance is very important this time of year. And because if you find yourself kind of getting sticky, let's talk to Dom about this. Because, hey, Dom, did you notice this weekend, if you were going on a catwalk and maybe there's some shade, you pick up a little speed, and then the sun happened, and then it's kind of the object in motion will remain in motion when acted upon by a different force. Like your skis or snowboard get like slowed down. Your upper body wants to keep going forward. It's pretty crazy. But wax.
Yeah, actually, that almost happened to me. I was just going down pretty fast at one point and hit a pile of like slush, like you said, and I almost like went over my handlebars. But I was able to manage to keep myself. But yeah, like Trish said, it is like, you should be waxing those skis pretty often. Actually, I was actually just cross country skiing with John Michael Lyles,
Yeah.
and we had a guy out there who was an instructor, and we were chatting with him, and John's like, yeah, I haven't gotten my skis waxed all season for this. How often should I be doing it? And the guy goes, yeah, well, I would probably be doing it every week, especially if you're out here 2 to 3 times a week. You should be getting those done. So I think he was giving him a little bit of crap for not knowing, and now he knows. And yeah, it makes the experience more enjoyable. So why not? And it's not too expensive if you drop them off, like Trish said, and they're usually back to you within one night. So drop them off at the end of the day, pick them up in the morning.
Well,
You don't miss any time.
Yeah, and you know what? And then you don't have to carry them back to your car. That's my favorite part. I'm
True.
like, oh, I'm just so lightweight. I just have my boots and I'm going to my car. So yeah, it's kind of like you have ski valet or a locker or something. But
Yeah.
yes, you want to make sure that we are taking care of the equipment right now because the snow, it's so moisture laden. It gets very granular, especially when we get that corn snow, the mashed potato snow. So I had a wonderful total soft serve ice cream day earlier yesterday, and then it got mashed potatoy by a little after 1:30, which I thought was almost a little bit early, but we had such abundant sunshine. Temperatures weren't that cold. And on days like this, especially now with the cloud cover, I'd maybe wait a little bit to go out, maybe have that extra cup of coffee, hang out, watch Dom and I tell you what's going on, and then go out. I mean, you can hit the 8:30, but sometimes if we have a deep freeze, like we will probably tomorrow night, where they're in the teens and not the 20s, it could really just when your cavities in your teeth feel like they're gonna rattle out. Like I call that like cavity, your fillings rattling loose type of snow. That's my analogy for that. But
There you go.
I think just wait a little bit and wait for the temperature to rise a little bit. But Dom, another thing, what to wear. You wear the down jacket and then you're so hot by the afternoon. It's good to maybe have like an insulating layer and then a shell. And you can always put it in a backpack or there's different lockers around the mountain. So just even clothing maintenance, what are you choosing to wear based on your activity? Are you doing a lot of bumps? Are you just kind of cruising and hanging out on the deck? Because the wind will be, pretty breezy this afternoon, pretty strong, 45-mile-per-hour gusts. But you get kind of hot on days like this.
Yeah. And I like Trish said, I think it's more to do with your skill level and who you're skiing with. So like for me, I like to consider myself the best skier on the mountain, like any other macho man guy out here.
Yeah.
But when I go ski with my girlfriend, I got to take it a little bit slower. So I know I'm going to be a little colder in the day. So I bundle up a little bit more. But then when I go with the boys, I know I'm going to be working hard and sweating.
Yeah.
So, dress down a little bit. So I would say look around, look who you're skiing with. And, depending on skill level, pick your poison as far as your dress wear. So
Okay.
tomorrow, Trish, tomorrow I think tomorrow's gonna be a rough day on the mountain. It's gonna be single digits, like you said, and icy, especially with the last few days being warmer, the snow melting and getting slushy. It's gonna get all like choppy like that, and then freeze overnight. So I think I might take the option tomorrow and sit at home. Maybe look at my driveway and visualize shoveling. But yeah,
Okay.
I think I'm going to take the day off tomorrow because especially with the end of the week being so sunny and nice, we're going to be out there for those days.
Okay. Yep. Hey, I see ski patrols getting on the hill right now. So, hey, and if you do get injured, especially with this spring snow, know that we've got some of the best here. Even Mikaela mentioned yesterday that, wow, we've got such good health care. She said people come here to take care of their healthcare things. So let's check in now with Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery with Dr. Rob with our Ask the Doctor segment.
I'm Dr. Scott Robb with Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery. I am a board-certified physiatrist, which is a physical medicine rehab doctor, and pain medicine doctor. I specialize in non-operative spine and interventional pain. Today we're with Vail Valley Live, and we are going to be answering some questions for some of the people in our community. All right, well, here we go with our first question for today. When should I give up on physical and massage therapy and see an orthopedic specialist for my neck pain? That's a great question and a common question that we get. In general, if physical therapy or massage therapy isn't helping, I would say in about 3 weeks or showing any progress in 3 weeks, well then I think it's time to get a specialty evaluation. Of course, if you're having not just neck pain, but you're having pain down your arm or numbness, tingling, or weakness, that should be a trigger to go to a specialist far before 3 weeks. Second question for today. Is it true that 90% of spinal conditions do not require surgery? If so, what treatments do you typically prescribe? 90% is maybe high, but it's close to that. Most people that have back pain don't require surgical treatment, and that's why I'm here. Most people will start out with physical therapy. Oftentimes, if it's really acute, oral anti-inflammatories, prescription strength, or oral steroids. And then if they're not improving, other things that we consider would be injection therapy. And ultimately, if they're not better with that, then we assess whether they have a problem appropriate for spine surgical consideration. How can I manage my back pain while still enjoying the ski season? First off, you got to look at flexibility. You're in a crouched position. Maybe you should be working on hip flexor stretching. Of course, everybody talks about having a strong core, not so easy to do. Probably the best thing to do if you're really feeling like your core is weak is getting in to see a physical therapist to get proper stabilization training. But a lot of the stretching that people need to do would be focused on their hips. There's psoas muscle, which is a hip flexor, their buttock muscles, and their hamstrings. Fourth question, are injections going to cure me? No. However, injections can be very helpful in reducing pain so that you can do the physical therapy if you're in that much pain that you need PT. Many people are using injections for management of symptoms. So I have a lot of patients that require injection therapy to optimize function, reduce pain. All of our injections are done under live imaging called fluoroscopy. They're done at a surgery center, and they're done with or without sedation per the patient's preference. But they do not cure you. They can help manage your pain, especially in situations where your symptoms are recalcitrant or not responding to medications, massage therapy, chiropractic physical therapy. And of course, after an evaluation, we've made sure you have something that we think can improve with an injection. I'd like to thank Vail Valley Live for having me today. If there's other questions, please feel free to reach out to us here at Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery. I'm Dr. Scott Robb with Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery. I specialize in non-operative spine, and I'd be happy to see you if you need me.
Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery stands for providing the highest quality care to our unique patient population here in the mountains.
I think that what makes us unique is that we really are practicing groundbreaking techniques, yet, we practice it in a small town environment. Our patients are our neighbors, and our kids go to school with their kids.
I think every one of our docs treat patients like their family. Our goal is to keep you active, doing the things you want to do, and we'll map out a road to success to get you there.
Love is in the air at the outlets at Castle Rock and Silverthorne. And we are going to wow you with some of the fabulous looks that we have to share with you today from J. Crew and Adidas. Let's take a look. Here's Rachel in J. Crew. I love her navy preppy blazer with striped lining, striped pink tee, amazing white jeans, white sneakers, gorgeous pink ribbon earrings. With her savings card booklet, it'll be $197, saving $316. Here's Enza in J. Crew Kids with her denim jean jacket, her heart filigree tee, heart leggings, heart necklace, and her white slip-on tennis shoes. Full outfit $1 with her savings card booklet. Wow, Liv, you look amazing in the Crew sportswear line. From her fabulous striped button top, pink leggings, fleece jacket, pearlized headband, fingerless gloves, and her amazing tennis shoes with the pink and copper colors, all from the internet return. Her outfit, $145 outlet, fabulous. Kate is in Adidas in her pink hoodie, pastel leggings, black tote, and her white and pink running shoes. Her whole outfit would come to $138. Okay, Rachel, look fabulous in your amazing full-length bubble coat from Guess. You've got your fabulous hoodie with the faux fur, and look at those adorable pearl gold shades. Whole outfit with the shades, $138. Here's Kate in Adidas with this black cropped jacket, $42. It's 40% off of their jackets. Here's Liv. She's in Guess in the most amazing puffer jacket with fleece detailing inside the hood. Love the black belt and the sunglasses. Jacket reduced to $65. And her shades are only $45 from $90. Love is in the air at the outlets at Castle Rock and Silverthorne. And just a reminder, be sure and pick up your savings card booklet at the outlets at Castle Rock in the food court at customer service and the outlets at Silverthorne at the Colorado Welcome Center. Love is in the air, and so are the discounts that you're going to find in Savings Book. See you soon.
This Weather and Mountain Report is brought to you by Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery, keeping you active. It's a rather balmy morning already today, and we're going to see highs back into the 40s. We won't have as much sunshine as we had yesterday. We might have a little bit here and there, but then the clouds are going to start to build because we're going to be in a winter weather advisory by this afternoon into this evening. So the big news here is we're going to have quite a bit of wind. So windy with a southwest wind, 20 to 30 miles per hour, with gusts as high as 45 miles per hour. So think about that. They might be slowing down the lifts a little bit like they did last Friday if you were here. They slowed them down just because when it gets windy, they can't run them at top speeds. So not much accumulation happening today, but we could get some accumulation going on tonight, a 90% chance of showers, snow showers, and patchy blowing snow because that wind is going to stay with us throughout the evening. Maybe 1 to 3 inches possible, and then tomorrow another 1 to 3 inches, and that's snow showers. It could produce a little thunder. We call that thunder snow when we have that, the warm temperatures kind of blending in. So don't be surprised if you hear a little bit of thunder tomorrow. And then we're going to have that wind stay with us tomorrow as well. Not quite as breezy, but still pretty gusty, kind of steady 15 to 25 miles per hour for your Tuesday. And then Tuesday night, a 40% chance of snow showers before midnight. And then Wednesday, we'll have still a little bit of snow in the forecast. By Thursday, though, we should see some sunshine, a high in the upper 30s, low 40s. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're looking pretty good with mostly sunny skies as we roll into the weekend, and even a high near 50 degrees for Friday, which would be really great for that mountaintop picnic. That is the Taste of Vail event that happens 12 noon to about 2:30, and they bring in a bunch of area restaurants, and they have delicious dishes, and they have all the wine to pair with it as well. It's really a great event that's been going on for over 3 decades. No new snow in the last 24 hours. We are riding on a 74 mid-mountain inch base at Vail and a 58-inch mid-mountain base over at the Beeve. The Beeve this season so far has 314 inches. 63 of them fell during the month of March, and then Vail 329 is. We're slowly creeping towards that average of 354 inches. I don't know if we'll get there. We are closing the mountain down on April 23rd for Vail, and then Beaver Creek closes a week before that, April 16th. And then Arrowhead is closing this Sunday, Easter Sunday. So if you haven't been to Arrowhead, make sure you get over there so you can still enjoy it. They've got some great skiing on Cresta, Golden Bear, Little Brave, some fun runs over in that area, especially for families. Pay attention to the crawl at the bottom of the screen here, let you know what's going to be groomed out there today. And then let's take it out to Dom to see what it feels like out there and if there's anyone in line. Kind of a little quiet morning out there, Dom.
Yeah, I'm over here at Golden Peak now, Trish, and No, the lifts aren't moving yet, and I see some ski patrol. I don't see any kids roaming around yet, but I do see a bunch of skis stacked up over there.
Yeah.
So I bet it's only a matter of time before they all get dropped off here. But yeah, slow morning for sure. I would say, ever since April hit, I think the town is just slowing down a little bit. So, enjoy the freedom of space and on the mountain, all the open runs that you'll see. This is the best time of year for spring skiing and just like a little bit slower pace going on in
Yeah.
town, So
Yeah, and you know what? And I know there are still a few spring breaks. We have some friends in from Atlanta. Their school is on spring break this week, so they have their kids out there. And then we'll see a lot of people coming here for Easter, especially from Mexico City and the Latin American countries, South American countries. They celebrate what they call Semana Santa, and a lot of times they have 2 weeks that they'll spend. Maybe they'll do a week here and then go someplace else, or they do the 2 weeks in this area. So Easter could be a busier time. So maybe some of those people are just heading this way. And then we've got, the concerts at the Ford Amphitheater, and we've got a few more things happening at the Villar Performing Arts Center. So we just wrapped up Colorado Symphony playing Peter Rabbit yesterday for the little kids. It was kind of a interactive thing for the little ones, kind of toddlers through about second grade is what that was recommended for. But something else that could be fun for the whole family is the Cirque Flip Fabrique. They are presenting Muse, and this will be on Wednesday at 6:30. And this is a troupe out of Quebec City, Canada, and they're coming to the Villar. And we had a chance to talk to one of their performers who actually does this crazy jump roping. Like, Dom, you're an athlete. Like, jump roping, especially as a workout, that gets your heart rate up. And can you imagine performing like up at 8,000 feet? These people come from sea level, and then they're at the Villar Performing Arts Center. Like, so, and they're gonna have, the jugglers, they're gonna have the
yeah.
acrobatics. They've got this kind of bounce wall where you're on the trampoline and you bounce up, and so it will be like a miniature circus right there at the Villar. So I think that could be a great thing to take the family to on Wednesday.
Yeah, Trish, I've never actually been to the Villar. Still to this day, I need to go to a show there. But to me, it's wild that they're able to do a acrobatic routine in that space. So it must be a pretty big
Yeah,
event space for them to be flying around. I'm sure they'll have some stuff hanging on the ceiling that they'll be hanging from.
yeah,
I saw a goal post, like a field goal post in
yeah.
their brochure that they're, advertising. So I don't know. Are they bringing a field goal into that place? Does
Well,
that place fit a field goal?
you know what? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny too. They dress in a lot of different costumes, anywhere from the football jersey and pads and the leggings all the way to tutus. So it's anything could happen. I'm not quite sure what they're going to
Yeah.
be bringing in there, but it should be a lot of fun. That it's gravity defying. The tickets are still available. They have tickets starting at $45, but they have a student and a children's ticket for 28. And then this is also part of the ticket 4-pack. So if you know you're going to go, bring some friends. You can buy the 4-pack and save a little money. So we've got that going on. And then the Wood Brothers are coming April 14th. And they are dubbed the Masters of Soulful Talk by Paste. And the Wood Brothers, it's comprised of brothers Chris Wood and Medeski Martin and Wood and Oliver Wood, who previously toured with Tinsley Ellis and King Johnson. And then they got a drummer in the mix too, Jano Ricks. So it should be a fun show. And that'll be on closing weekends. So Beaver Creek closes the 16th. This will be on the 14th, Friday night. And then they've already listed out a number of shows that are going to be coming to town this summer. So if you want to kind of get a jump on getting your tickets for that, we do typically see some sellout shows for the Villar Performing Arts Center. So it's kind of neat to see just who's coming there. And you still have a few chances to go, Dom, if you want to check this out.
Yeah, the Wood Brothers, they sound like more up to my speed. I'm more into like the Black Keys and things like that. So
Yeah,
I think that sounds like more my pace there. So maybe that's the show. Maybe that's my first
that's for your sure
maiden voyage
show.
over there.
Yeah. Hey, do you like Modest Mouse?
Yeah, I do. I do like Modest
Okay,
Mouse.
so that concert was just announced last week. So the Pixies and Modest Mouse, they're all coming to the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater. So the Ford Amphitheater has pretty much been coming out with almost every week. We're getting one or two announcements from the classic rock band Chicago. They're coming out. So I mean, there's a big variety of what's
Yeah.
happening over there. So it's pretty neat to
Well,
see. And then this weekend.
Trish, this weekend. I mean, I don't know what generation is into the polo and pan and big gigantic, but I do know that they're big time. Like those are
Yeah.
big acts coming here. Polo and pan. That's a French act, I believe.
Yep, it
And they're
is.
more like discotheque, like opera, sunny day type music. So very cool and more chill and mellow. Big Gigantic is a little bit more, faster pace, I would say, but still in that same realm of like EDM and just trance type music. So
Yeah, yeah,
um, I think I may go over there depending on the weather. I know it starts at 5:30, so the sun should still be out at the beginning of the show,
yeah,
and hopefully it stays warm until I'm assuming it probably shuts down around 8 or 9. Being over at Gerald R. Ford,
yes.
but yeah, okay. So yeah, that would be a great time. Unfortunately, Saturday I won't be able to go because there's a Yeti hockey game,
Well,
charity
I
game.
know, yeah.
Um,
Tell us about this because I know
so
you had your regular season, you had your split weekend between here and Breckenridge with the Breckenridge Vipers, and did you guys win both games?
so unfortunately I did not go to the Saturday game, and
Okay,
I think we brought a little bit lighter team, which we always do on the road. So we don't worry too much about what happens on the road. We just worry about what we do in front of our fans,
okay,
which is we won. So
okay.
we were excited about that, and we had a great season, great turnout. Some of the best records we've had with attendance, and then definitely the best actual record, team record that we've had. Yeah, since I've been on the team. We went 14-3-1,
Wow,
so
that's
not we didn't
amazing.
lose many games. In the first weekend, we lost both games to Jackson Hole. So we started 0-2 at home and finished the remainder of the season 14-1-1. So
Yeah, kind of
if you take those
fueled your
first two
fight.
games away,
Yeah.
yeah.
Perfect. And you know what?
So
And we have a chat here on our Facebook page. And once again, if you want to chat with us, you can do so during the live show. Dave Hale, our buddy from
oh
Michigan. So he's saying, is Dom going to play hockey with the Yeti next year?
yes, I will definitely be playing next year. So Dave, you better come out, let us know, and get you a couple tickets
Okay.
for you and your son. So
Okay.
yeah, come on out.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, perfect. And then a little bit more about this charity game. So it's just one
Yeah.
night. It's on Saturday, and then tell us what the charity game is all about.
So we're playing against this team called the Colorado Warriors, and they're a charity group that goes around and plays charity games like this, raising money for wounded warriors. So that's we've been doing the Chuck a Puck and charity games every single game. We've sold out Chuck a Puck for our charities that we've worked with, and we've had a lot of success this year working with the community, being more involved and ingrained with the community and everything going on. So this is just another one of those things, but a majority of the funds that we make from this game will be going to wounded warriors. So
Yeah.
very excited about that. And then speaking of also, Trish, wounded warriors, you know how we played the New York Fire Department and had a
Yeah.
little of a handshake line fight there.
Yeah.
Well, we are actually going to be featured on a Barstool documentary
Oh
about
my.
the New York Fire Department, and that drops on YouTube on April 5th, which is
Really?
Wednesday, I believe. So yeah,
Oh,
go check it out. We're not the main characters, but we went 4-0 against the fire department, so I am curious to see what they do put in there from their weekends here with us.
well, okay. Now, did you make the show because of the handshake fight? Or were they already like was that like breaking news or why
Yeah.
what
It
What happened?
it was all staged, Trish. It was all staged for the show. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
uh,
drama. It's like a reality TV
yeah,
show. I was like,
yeah,
handshake fight. That doesn't sound like our Yeti
yeah.
hockey. Okay.
No, no,
Oh,
all
it's
that
the
all that
producers.
blood and gore, that was just Photoshop and ketchup.
Catch
So,
up. Yeah.
you know,
Oh my
um,
gosh.
but
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
no, it'll be exciting. Those guys are a tough matchup and a bunch of big, beefy guys. So,
Okay.
we luckily came out on top this year. But I will say this: they filmed the first weekend they came, and the second weekend they did not film, and that was the weekend of the fight. So I don't know if that fight will be included, unless they
Yeah.
somehow got some video from someone's cell phone. But yeah, that first weekend is the only one that they came and filmed. They had their actual barstool filmer here, and we gave him full access to the rink and everything he needed in the village. So
Okay.
we're really excited. We hope it comes out okay and we look okay.
Yeah,
But
I
we
know.
don't
You
know.
never
We don't know
know.
anything.
I know. I know. It's kind of like when Ken Hovey was all nervous about like, okay, how are they going to edit in the Shark Tank video with Flated going on there? But all right, so
Yeah.
Wednesday, April 5th is when this is dropping on YouTube for Barstool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. We'll have to look
So check
forward to
it
that.
out. Yep.
Okay. Hey,
And
one of
it's leading up. Oh, sorry.
no, go
Sorry.
ahead. Go
I was
ahead.
gonna I was gonna say it's leading up to their big matchup, which is April 15th, and they fill up an NHL stadium with 20,000 people, and they play New York Fire Department versus the New York Police Department,
Oh,
and that
wow.
match will be televised this year. I don't know if you have to pay for it, but Barstool is putting on a big extravaganza show for it, because if you guys do like the fights from the Yeti game, like this year we only had about 3 or 4 of them. Well, you'll get 3 or 4 of them per period, with this New York Fire Department Police Department game.
Whoa.
So
Really?
I'll get more info on that next week before the
Okay.
game, so that
Oh
I can
my
give it out to our
goodness.
viewers.
Okay, yeah, yeah. You know what? You pay for a hockey ticket and you basically get a boxing match. I mean, wow. Like that's really stretching the dollar go farther for
Yeah.
all the sports activity you get in one night. Okay, all right. Hey, Dom, we got to talk a little bit about this because, with Beaver Creek closing, Arrowhead closing on the 9th, Beaver Creek closing on the 16th, and then we have Vail closing on the 23rd. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, wait a minute, I still want to go someplace. And a lot of people, the backcountry gear, all the sales exploded during COVID. Everyone's going in the backcountry, but you got to know before you go. So we've got a little information on what's happening from the Colorado Avalanche Information Center, also known as CAIC. And so we're going to check in with that. Mountain TV had a chance to find out more with some of their experts.
This avalanche safety report is brought to you by Mountain TV. Watch Mountain TV anywhere with our free Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV apps. Learn more at mtn-tv.com.
All right, Brian with CAIC. Man, there is a lot for us to talk about. We've got some danger going on here with Avalanche, huh?
We certainly do. And I know I sound like a broken record, but I have yet another atmospheric river event to talk about, which is driving the avalanche danger. And let me just start by kind of showing you what this atmospheric river event looked like when it really started to impact Colorado, which took place mainly on Wednesday. So here's the satellite imagery from Wednesday. You can see this conveyor belt of moisture extending from Hawaii right up into Colorado on southwest flow. And so that just brought a ton of moisture to Colorado on Wednesday and into the evening hours of Wednesday night. And what that did was drop a precipitous amount of snowfall. So these reds and pinks, we're talking 2 feet or more. Areas down near Wolf Creek Pass, it got snowfall in excess of 4 feet of snow. We actually had to issue avalanche warnings on Wednesday for large portions of western Colorado. Large swath of the San Juan Mountains even hit extreme avalanche danger or level 5 out of 5, which we rarely get to. So these are big historic size avalanches that we're talking about. This is very reminiscent of what happened last week. We had an atmospheric river. People generally stay out of the backcountry during the most dangerous periods. But then we have the snowpack needs time to adjust. So we had this slow decrease in avalanche danger in the aftermath of the atmospheric river, which led to a rash of triggered avalanches. This is one that took place in the West Elk Mountains 3 days after the big atmospheric river event from last week. This is the exact situation we're going to be looking at as we move into this weekend. We're going to be a few days out from the big loading event from the atmospheric river, which took place mainly on Wednesday. But as we move into Friday, Saturday, Sunday, big avalanches like the one you're looking at in the video are going to be very easy for people to trigger. Just getting caught in something like this is going to really be hard to survive. And unfortunately, avalanches like this did not stop in the days after last week's loading event. And so we had a couple fatal avalanche accidents. This is one off the east side of Chair Mountain near McClure Pass, which unfortunately caught 3 people and killed a person. Here's a view of that large crown just breaking in all the recent storm snow. We had another fatal avalanche accident in Maroon Bowl, which is outside of the ski area boundary. And here's Aspen Highlands ski area. This is all backcountry and outside the ski area boundary. But this unfortunately caught and killed a person as well. And this was not unique to just the Aspen and McClure Pass and Marble area, but we saw avalanches like this one on Mount Baldy near Crested Butte, and similar avalanches breaking around the state. Some of them quite deep, as you can see here. This is the exact setup we're going into this weekend. We're going to be able to trigger avalanches just like the ones that killed 2 people last week. That resulted in a lot of really sizable avalanches and some close calls. So we need people to be very cautious. We just put a lot of snow onto our snowpack. The snowpack's going to need time to adjust. And just this weekend, we're only going to be a few days out from a pretty intense loading event. So people need to make really conservative terrain choices. The avalanche danger is going to ease more quickly in places that didn't pick up as much snow. But to figure out which is more the eastern ranges, the front range, but it's going to be really important that people check their local avalanche forecast because conditions do vary. You can do that on the CAIC mobile app or, of course, at colorado.gov/avalanche.
Thank you so much, Brian. I think it's so important to show footage like that to really show people the damage that an avalanche can cause. I think seeing that firsthand is absolutely, it's very scary.
It is. These things are beautiful to watch from a safe distance, but they are terrifying if you are anywhere near them and if you particularly get caught in them. So I think kind of showing these images and videos as illustrative examples of what could happen this weekend should drive the point home. We're not in peak avalanche danger right now, which took place on Wednesday and into Thursday morning, but we are just on the the far edge of that. So dangerous avalanches are going to persist through the weekend and likely into early next week.
Right. It sounds like those atmospheric rivers, they won't let up, huh?
Our storm train just keeps coming. It has been a relentless winter, which is a lot of upsides, a lot of snow, a lot of great riding and recreation opportunities. But these big events do come with a spike in avalanche danger.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Brian, for giving us the details. Thanks for keeping us safe out here. We appreciate your time. Once again, it's Brian with CAIC. Thanks so much.
Thank you. We'll see you next week.
You can always stay up to date with the latest forecast at colorado.gov/avalanche. Enjoy the backcountry and be sure to stay alert and safe out there.
Well, we are back. I want to let you take a look at the weather one more time before we send you on your way today for your Monday. We've got rather balmy temperatures out there. Don Panetta's been standing out there all morning. We're in the 20s already, and we'll see temperatures jump into the 40s by later on today, but we won't see the sunshine that we had over the weekend. We'll see some cloud cover really start to come in, maybe a slight chance of showers before 1 p.m., then a chance of even rain showers in the lower elevation, mountain snow, valley rain, just depending on what temperature you're at, and probably down valley, maybe a little more moisture in the form of rain. And we have a winter weather advisory coming into effect later on this afternoon through tonight and all the way into tomorrow and early Tuesday evening. So what that means is we're going to have some snowfall, 90% chance of snow tonight, and about a 90% chance of snowfall for your Tuesday. We could see not much during the day today, but overnight, maybe 1 to 3 inches possible, another 1 to 3 for your Tuesday, and then a little bit more as we roll into Wednesday. Now, Wednesday, we won't see the weather advisory with us, but we'll still have that snow fall and maybe even some thunder snow, all right? So that's when you might be like out on the mountain and you hear And you're like, is that thunder? Yeah, it actually can be thunder this time of year. When the springtime is when we typically see that. Now, by Thursday, we'll see sunny skies return. And wow, on Friday, our high can be back up into the 50s, which is great news for all the Taste of Vail events. They've got their mountaintop picnic from noon until 2:30 on Friday, outdoors up on the mountain. So it's kind of nice to have a beautiful day for that activity. And on Thursday, they've got their pork challenge where the different area chefs will be making up some delicious dishes. You get to vote on it. They'll have professional judges voting on it as well. So it's a fun event. So check that out at tasteofvail.com. But let's bring in Dom and let's talk a little bit about, once again, 87. That's why I've got the hat on today. 87 wins is what Mikaela Shiffrin reached to break that record held by Ingemar Stenmark, a Swedish skier. That record held for 34 years. And you know what, Dom? At the program last night, that honored Mikaela, they had a video that had all sorts of sports celebrities. So, like, we had Peyton Manning, Russell Wilson and his wife said congratulations, Derek Jeter, and then they had some actors like Kate Winslet and Patrick Dempsey, Chelsea Handler wished her well, Hoda Kotb from the Today Show, as well as Savannah Guthrie. They gave her a shout out. So they compiled all these little videos. But it's hard to think, like, what if we put some of these best athletes in like some kind of challenge? And so you had like the top basketball player, the top soccer player, Mikaela Shiffrin from the Alpine world. Like, I wonder who would win. Like, if you put him in like a Tough Mudder or something.
Yeah, that's a great question. What sport would you assume is like the most
Level the
physically
playing
intensive?
field. Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably give the cross country skiers a little bit of a bump. I think they're just on another level for most
For
athletes, but
cardio. Yeah.
yeah, for cardio. Yeah. Thanks for clarifying. But yeah, they're. I don't know. That's a great question. It depends on what competition they're doing.
I know. But it was neat to kind of have people, chiming in from all different
Yeah.
disciplines and saying congratulations and everything. And
Yeah.
we'll show you just a little more footage in case you're just joining us. So yesterday, 4 o'clock, Mikaela took the stage at Solaris Plaza. That's Doug Lewis. He's a fellow Olympian. He was a downhiller. So he was like, Mikaela, I don't even quite get what the slalom is like and everything. That's our Lieutenant Governor Primavera. She is reading a proclamation from Governor Jared Polis that claimed Mikaela Shiffrin Day, March 11th. That is the day that she broke that 34-year-old record over in Are, Sweden. And she also got her 88th win. And then we have our county commissioner, Matt Scher. He presented her with a belt buckle and a really cool picture of some school kids, like the early school kids. This was the town of Minturn. She got a lifetime membership to Minturn Fitness Center. This little cute statue made out of railroad ties. So, Minturn being all railroady. And so it just kind of a neat thing, all the different gifts she was getting. That was a little stuffed animal goat. She had some fun with that. Eagle Vale has, a street sign for Mikaela. The town of Avon gave her a key, kind of the key to the city. And then this is Dave Hale from Ski and Snowboard Club Vail. So he was telling her about a scholarship that they are doing in her honor. And then Kim Langmaid, Mayor of Vail, presenting her with one of those decorative manhole covers that you could see all over town. So it really was quite the event, Dom. And then Olympians, this is Rini Gorsuch. She was in the 1960 Olympics. All of these Olympians and World Cup athletes presented Mikaela with a single atomic ski with a different accolade, a different achievement, and the record holder number on there for Brenda Bouillon, Cindy Nelson just before that. So she got a lot of love. Mike Brown, also a Vail Valley resident who was on the ski team for many years. Really, really a star-studded afternoon and everything. So we're happy to have had that. Oh, and Rodney Travis chimed in. He goes, she got all those presents, but what she really wanted was a Comp Epic Pass. But Rodney, she's on the Icon Pass. Like, I'm sure she somehow skis Vail Mountain too. She loves to ski with her mom and her brother and his brother's wife, and she loves coming back home and being able to sleep in her own bed. She's got a beautiful home in Edwards. But Ronnie, she's on the Icon Pass, so I don't know if she's gonna get an Epic Pass. So that's probably a little touchy subject. But one of the questions I asked her was about, she mentions in a lot of her interviews her idol. Like Lindsey Vonn always talked about Peekaboo Street being her idol, and she got that autograph from Peekaboo a long time ago, and that's when she really decided, I want to be in the Olympics. And Mikaela talks about Bodie Miller being an athlete that she just idolized. And then, whenever she would see him, she'd be so starstruck, she could never talk to him. And in all these interviews that she's done where she says, oh yeah, I idolize Bodie Miller, then he'll reach out and, maybe he'll send her a message. But I said, have you ever just sat down with him and talked to, and she's like, no, we kind of talk just a little bit back and forth, but she's never had this in-depth conversation with her idol, but she also said, it doesn't have to be a big super athlete like Bodie was. It can also be just like your mom, your grandma, just anyone that you find is supporting you and helping you follow your dreams. That's kind of the gist of what I got in our little Q&A that we have. And Dom, she got a little time in Mexico. She went to Cabo for about 4 days, but she leaves in about 3 days to go back to Europe for some ski camps. So really not much rest for this gal.
No rest at all. And I was going to say on that Bodie Miller topic, I think maybe she's Bodie Miller's idol at this point. So maybe the tables have turned with all her accomplishments. But the for those pro athletes, the off season, 3 weeks, and then they're back into it. So there's not much downtime these days in pro sports. And Mikaela's a great example of that. Hey, 3 weeks in Cabo, enjoy it as much as you can.
No, she did like 4 days. Yeah, she had like 4 days in Cabo. Yeah. She was on the New York talk show circuit doing like New York and LA, kind of doing like Jimmy Fallon. She did Today's Show, Good Morning America, and then she had went to Cabo for just a couple of days, and then I'm sure she's probably in the Westin Gym today, and then she flies out for Europe later on this week. So, the lifts are open. Looks like just a few people down there for your Monday. A little bit of blue sky I could see, but I think we're going to see those clouds build by the afternoon, like we mentioned.
Yeah. Yep. No lines right now, which, when we were doing this in the middle of ski season, it was packed all the way down to Bridge Street. So I think like 5% of the people that I typically see here were here, and 95% of people were not here. So if you're looking to get out on the mountain, like we said, tomorrow is going to be really cold. So today is the day to get out there. Not a lot of people Monday morning, and enjoy the day as much as you can. The sun's going to come out for just a little bit, and then it's going to go back to cloudy towards the end of the day.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, Dom, thanks for all your reporting out there in the field, wandering through Vail Village. We appreciate that. And thanks to our chatters who chimed in today. And I will see you tomorrow. And you can watch us anytime on YouTube and Facebook. But like I said, if you want to chat with us 7:30 to 8:30 Mountain Daylight Time on those platforms. And we would love to hear your questions. But we'll see you tomorrow for April 4th. We're just cruising through the month, and we've got a lot to tell you with Easter weekend coming up, the Taste of Vail coming up, and some of those concerts at the Ford Amphitheater as well as the Valar Performing Arts Center. So we'll see you tomorrow.